Hello, and welcome to another episode of the Wild Knights podcast.
Hosted by a Knights fan.
And a Wild fan.
And covering all the weird, wacky, wonderful, and mildly entertaining news and notes from around the hockey world.
That's right.
Now, this week, we're back to our regularly scheduled program after last week having to talk about some rather hard stuff, having to put a lot of stories on pause, and then taking an appropriate amount of time off from talking about the happy parts of the hockey world.
Yeah, I feel like we probably did everything. Taking that time off probably felt more correct than just rushing another episode in a few days later.
Yeah, some of these stories aren't exactly... A lot of the stories we're going to talk about today aren't exactly, like, world-breaking. So...
No, not really. Now, but I'm excited for some of them.
One of the stories is breaking, as in, like, broke a few hours ago, but we're going to get to that one.
I mean, why don't we just start there?
Screw it. Let's open with it. Why not?
All right. So, as some of you probably already know, the Professional Women's Hockey League, or PWHL, is its most current as it is most commonly referred to. Wow, words are so hard.
Words are hard.
Pro tip: don't go to hockey practice before you record a podcast.
Yeah, don't do that.
Don't do that. But so we have 6 teams for the season, like last season.
Yes.
And we have new names, actual names, not shitty names that they just kind of threw together.
Yeah, go Boston!
Like the Wicked and Superior and the Torch.
The Torch, yes.
The Torch is probably my favorite.
That's not what they went with.
Torch and Sound are probably okay, but...
Neither of those were very good.
I didn't say they're good. I said they were okay.
So they've actually announced their real names now, right?
Yes. So as of, I think, 8 a.m. this morning, I think it was Good Morning America.
I think they were the ones to break it,
Yeah.
which is the right place to break it, since everybody watches GMA on a Sunday morning.
Maybe Monday morning.
Again, I was also at hockey practice, okay?
So, they broke this morning. So I'm just going to rattle them off real quick and we can talk about it.
Yippee.
So we have the Boston Fleet.
Nice.
The Minnesota Frost.
Okay.
Montreal Victory.
Is it spelled with a Y or an IE?
Toire.
Oh, so the Victoire. Stupid French.
Says the person that took French in high school.
And college.
New York Sirens.
Cool.
Ottawa Charge.
We'll come back to that one.
And the Toronto Scepters.
We'll also come back to that one.
All right. I don't like the way that one's spelled, but I get it. All right. So Boston's is like a B that's an anchor sideways.
They got a cool name. Their name's kind of cool.
The Frost is an F that's kind of jagged.
So it's italicized.
Yes, but it also has a little bit like extra.
It's like an italicized block F if you put icicles on it.
Yeah, kind of.
Nice.
The Victory, it's almost like it's this Victory on the top with like almost like a bird.
Yeah.
I don't know how to
like
describe
a
that.
falcon or a phoenix of some kind, some regal bird looking thing. It's a look. I'll leave it at that.
Then you have the New York Sirens that have like the kind of the NY in the background. Like I don't know if you.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it looks cool.
And then you have the Ottawa Charge, which is like an O and a C.
I have lovingly called that logo Knuckles the Hedgehog.
I know.
It looks like something out of a Sonic game.
It really does. And then the Scepters
If
are
that
just...
logo had a voice, it's Idris Elba.
What?
That's the person who
The
voices
Scepters?
No, the
Charge.
Charge.
Okay.
That logo talks like Idris Elba because that's who's the voice of Knuckles.
Okay. And then you have like the Scepters, which are just like the TS, which...
You mean the one from the Taylor Swift video?
It definitely looks like that, not gonna lie.
I don't know what song it is. I saw it on Twitter this morning. Apparently they just took inspiration from a Taylor Swift video.
Yeah, I mean... I feel like Fleet for Boston could have been different. I get that they were trying to go with the harbor theme.
It's better than the Wicked.
Yeah, I mean, Boston Harbor just sounds bad too. So like, I guess they did what they could.
Yeah.
I don't hate any of them. I actually like most of them. I feel like though, like the Boston logo, I feel like is a lot better and has a lot more like oomph to it. I guess is the best way to say that. Like oomph. Oomph. I don't know how else to describe it.
It's got some oomph.
Versus like the Minnesota Frost logo.
It's a start.
Yeah, I mean, I would say that I like the Sirens the best. I think.
Yep.
And I know there's some people that don't like the Siren name, but I actually really enjoy it.
I'm warming up to them. They at least have an identity now.
Yeah, no, I'm super excited because now I don't have to say I'm going to catch a PWHL Minnesota game. I'm just going to say I'm going to go catch a Frost game.
Yeah, I'm not going down to XL Energy to watch a PWHL Minnesota
You mean you're
game.
not going?
No. We're not doing this. We're not having this conversation on air. We are not having this conversation.
You mean you're not going to go down to the X and catch a hockey game?
Yes, but first I will grab all my jerseys off of my perfectly color-coordinated hangers. You come at me, I come at you. It's only fair.
I see. That doesn't bug me as much as you think it does.
That's fair. I'll give you that one.
It doesn't bug me at all. Says the person that says no one calls it the X.
Nobody calls it the X. I don't care.
No.
I do not care.
No.
Yeah.
People call it that. You literally heard it on the air one day and you're like, and I'm like, see, and you're like, wait, what?
I still refuse.
I know, but you don't have to call it that because you're not a local yet.
When do I become a local? I've lived here for a year.
Yeah, 1 year.
When do I become a local?
When you change your driver's license to Minnesota.
You suck.
Says the person with the Texas license.
Hey. I'm proud of that Texas license.
Okay, whatever you say.
That's fine. But anyway, back to the topic at hand. There's actually some, like, beyond that, obviously the name is cool. There are some other stories around the PWHL as well. I believe the newly named Toronto Scepters get to play in a more stable arena this year. I think they're going to play in the Coca-Cola Center in Toronto.
Oh, yeah, I think you told me that.
I think that's the name. I'm pulling this off of the SDPN podcast that I listened to on my way to hockey practice last Thursday or Tuesday or whatever day that was. The last time I spent a significant amount of time in the car. So if that's wrong, you can get on them for that. They also forgot about that second round pick in the Patrick Laine trade, but that's not important.
Yeah, by the way, it is Coca-Cola Coliseum.
Okay, cool.
It will be the primary venue.
Yeah, they got that one right.
Yep.
But so that's cool. They get a real venue. Minnesota Frost doesn't have anything. I think they're going to continue to play their games at XL.
Technically, they have been selling tickets for XL Energy.
And I think they're going to try and play another game at Mariucci, but last year didn't go well.
We'll see. I don't think they should do that. I think that they should just keep all.
Poorly.
I just think that they should keep them all at XL.
Yeah. What they really should do is like work on better seating, like actually try and get enough people to fill up the second deck. Because whenever we were there, it just kind of felt like an AHL game.
To be fair, you went with me on Valentine's Day.
Also on a day that it snowed like hell.
Yeah, no.
It snowed like hell that day.
If you know St. Paul at all, you know that there's this little hill.
That's not a little hill. It's a grand hill. It's a hill. It goes up to a road called Summit.
Yep, it's I believe it's Ramsey.
It's a big hill.
Yeah, it's between Grand and Summit.
It's a big hill.
I remember going up that after the PWHL game last year. I got about halfway up the hill because I was driving because I was the one Minnesotan in the entire car.
Yes, we got it. We had a Mass head, a California kid, and me.
Yep. So I was the only one, and obviously I drove, and I have a 4-wheel drive vehicle, and we got about halfway up the hill, and I realized people were stopping. I got 75% up the way up the hill, and I'm like, oh no.
They weren't stopping. They were coming back at us.
Yeah, I just had to, I realized, I'm like, oh, someone stopped. No, they were not. They were trying not to slip down the hill.
Yeah.
With their hazards on. That was fun. Right in the middle of the street.
Yeah, I didn't notice until I got back, until we got back, and I'm like, did you start sliding down the hill? Did you feel the traction brake? And the answer was yes.
I mean, I definitely got up that, and I was 75% up that hill, and I'm like, there's no way I'm going back down, so I just got to finish it.
Yeah,
and I felt myself slipping. I'm like, nope, just keep going. Just keep going.
Push the pedal down a little bit more. We
made it.
Somebody crashed through a fence and into a house.
Yeah, not into a house, but they were about
into the top of a house.
They were about 3-4 feet from that house.
Yeah, that was a fun day.
Yeah,
it didn't snow up here last year. I'm mad about that.
One day that it did.
I'm still mad. I wanted to get my ODR action. I wanted some outdoor hockey, and it never happened.
Okay, so going back to the matchup
anyway.
At hand. But yeah, so Minnesota Frost. I'm going to try to, say that now.
Frost.
Instead of PWHL Minnesota.
Nope, they're the Frost now.
Yeah, they're the Frost now. So the Minnesota Frost, they technically don't have an agreement with XL Energy, but I would highly doubt they are going to go anywhere else.
No, they're just going to play exclusively at Tria.
Tree rink is a practice facility. It's not supposed to be a game facility.
I mean...
Except for probably Hamlin.
Well, Hamlin U plays there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where do they even practice?
Tria.
They practice at Tria?
Yeah.
The Frost practice at Tria?
Yeah.
They got 3 teams out of Tria? Mm-hmm. Actually 4, because both the men's and women's at Hamlin.
Yeah.
Okay. This is way off topic. And this is purely speculatory because we both go to the law school that is a subsidiary of Hamlin University.
If you want to call it that. I don't think
partnered with.
Yeah, that's probably better.
I think that we are loosely affiliated with.
Anyways.
What kind of luck of the draw did they get for their athletics? Their hockey teams get to play at Tria, which is home of the Wild and home of the Frost. Mm-hmm. And their baseball team gets to play at CHS Field, which is a AAA baseball stadium.
Honestly, I think it's just where they're located. They're located in a place where they can't really build.
Yeah,
so they have to contract out. That's the only option.
Yeah, but they contracted out to a AAA baseball stadium and the practice home of an NHL team.
But think about where the rinks are.
Now, come to think of it, that's actually not that uncommon because UNLV hockey plays at City National Arena where the Golden Knights practice. But I don't think they play at the Las Vegas ballpark where the Aviators are.
I mean, again, think about where we are.
That's fair.
There's
enough schools in this neck of the woods anyway.
We're based in St. Paul. Let's be real here.
Yeah, I mean, there's enough schools over here with...
Well, and St. Paul does not have that much. It's a very developed area.
Yeah.
Regardless if it's, residential or business.
I mean, what?
Where really are you going to put a rink?
I mean, how many schools do we have over here anyway?
So many.
Because it's Hamlin and it's...
It's Hamlin, St. Thomas, technically us, St. Kate's. McAllister. Yeah, I was I'm missing one in the Grand area.
It took a lot of self-control not to just slide in and tuck the Fommies in there, but...
Well, you just did.
I didn't go to St. John's, but my in spirit I did. It's going on my helmet.
No, it's not.
Oh, yes, it is.
Not this year.
Oh, yes, it is.
Not this year.
Make me.
Not this year.
Okay, I'm going to veer us back onto topic now.
Hey, you're the one that keeps dragging us off topic.
I know, and that's why I'm veering us back onto topic.
Okay.
We don't have a script today. You can't tell me to stay on topic because we don't have a script today.
What are you talking about? I'm looking at it right here.
You have a sticky note. I have Twitter.
Well, that's fair.
And a weird article based on a video that I watched at 12:30 last night when I couldn't sleep.
All right. That's me giving up for the day.
Proceeds
folks.
to drop a hockey puck.
That's me giving up for the day. It's fine.
Anyway, what else do you want to talk about with all these names?
Do you feel like that they could have done better with any of them?
Yeah.
Which ones do you like?
I think the Frost is growing on me. The Fleet is pretty good.
Yeah, I like what they did with the bee.
That one's good.
I'm not sure I love the name, but I think that it's better than...
The Sirens are pretty okay.
I really like that one.
That one's growing on me as well. Yeah, Ottawa. We got to talk.
You're not a fan of Ottawa?
Ottawa, we got to talk.
I like the Charge. I just don't like what they did with the logo.
I mean, every time I hear that, I just hear in my head, Charge, and that's not going to get old.
I mean, to be fair, that's probably their cheer in their arena.
I know, and that's why I can't with that.
I don't understand the Montreal name or the Toronto name.
Well,
the Victory, I get, kinda.
Yeah, but they have.
Sorta.
Well, I don't know if they're going to pronounce it Victory or the
Victoire.
or Victoire.
Victoire.
The French version.
I think both.
I hate French. So much. It's a stupid language. As our viewership in France drops to 0.
I don't think we had any viewers in France, but
it would actually increase our viewership in Germany.
Okay, anyways, stop shitting on the French and the French language in general, considering that they just hosted the Paralympics and the Olympics.
Yeah, that's fine.
By the way, we came in 3rd for the Paralympics.
That's fine.
China kicked our butts at swimming.
That's fine.
Although our wheelchair basketball teams did pretty well. I think the men's took first and the women's took second.
I do love wheelchair basketball. That is so
It has
cool.
a special place in my heart because my undergrad had a really good wheelchair basketball team.
On that topic, and I've shown people this outside of out of context. There are some sports that are played in the Paralympics that I forgot were things, and there were things that are classified in the Paralympics that I forgot were technically classified as Paralympic events. Mm-hmm. I think you know what I'm talking about, and I don't know functionally how to say it and still be PC while saying it.
I don't know.
I'm talking about little people badminton.
We're not going there.
I didn't know that was a thing.
We're not. No, we're not.
I know we're not going to go there, but I just didn't know it was a thing. And it flashbanged me when I saw it on Twitter.
All right, back to PWHL names, please.
Yes, steer us back before we get canceled. Yes.
No, before you get canceled.
That's fine.
God.
That's
the
true.
things I have to keep you on track. I have to just keep you out of trouble. This is so difficult.
That's
okay,
fair.
so you like the Fleet.
Yeah, they're good.
You like the Frost.
Frost, good. Sirens, okay.
Okay.
Scepters, stupid.
I just don't understand the name.
I don't get it either.
It's better, though, than before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I gotta mute myself real quick. Hold on. Just fill some time. Fill some time. Fill some time. Fill some time.
We're cutting this out, babe.
No, we're not.
Oh, please. No, we're...
That's staying in.
No, we're
that
cutting...
awkward silence is staying in.
Babe, no, we're cutting that out.
Okay.
We're cutting that out.
I'll cut it out. I'll cut it out. I'll cut it. All right, we're back in 3, 2, 1. Okay, we're back.
All right, so Scepters.
Yeah.
Not a fan.
No.
Okay.
Not at all.
I think they could have done better with their logo. But what I will say is that they can always improve logos. They can't change the name.
True.
So I'm trying not to, I think that it's fine. I just don't think it's great.
Well, if we're really going to dumb it down to synonyms and really simple, basically you have the Toronto Pokey Sticks. You've got the Ottawa Trumpet Turns, basically. And you've got Montreal thinking that they're going to win.
Which they're definitely not.
It's really bold to name your team that.
Montreal took first last year, I think.
In the regular season.
Yeah.
And then lost in the first round to
Boston. Right? Because Boston swept them?
Yeah. Boston swept them.
I couldn't remember. I'm like, I know that we almost got swept and then we reverse swept Toronto.
Yeah. It was a time.
Hold on. Now I'm misremembering. It was Toronto or Montreal.
It was Toronto.
Because they got to pick.
It was very fitting that Toronto blew a series lead. That's just so Toronto, isn't it?
Don't make your Maple Leafs friends mad.
I really don't care. The Leafs suck. Oh my God. Yeah. No, the Leafs have it very interesting right now. They have a defenseman who may not play for them that they're trying to sign right now. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. They signed, I think it's Yanni Hakanpää out of Dallas. They signed him or something. And nobody knows what he's going to play or if he's going to play. And now there's talk of trading for another defenseman.
This close to the season. Wow.
Well,
I guess trading doesn't really stop.
Training camp opens next week.
I know, but trading doesn't really stop.
True.
Until the trade deadline in March, April?
March. Okay. Yeah. But no, apparently they're targeting. There's rumors that they're targeting a couple of players. Maybe somebody out of Vegas, maybe somebody out of Washington. But only time will tell. But the Leafs and Toronto sports in general. You know it's dark when Toronto has had a basketball team and a baseball team win a championship before the Leafs won anything.
PWHL, by the way, has already updated their website with the logos of each team.
Well, I mean, I'd hope they got it. Mm-hmm. Yeah. George.
So anything else that you want to say about the PWHL names?
No.
All right. Why don't we talk about switch gears over to the NHL real quick?
We do love that.
Why don't we talk about one of your favorite topics?
There are several of my favorite topics.
The Fanatics jerseys.
I hate those. I hate them so much.
So Fanatics released their practice jerseys.
It made it
ago?
one day.
They released it, a week ago?
About a week ago, yeah.
Just released like what they were going to look like. And honestly, I actually really liked them.
They look good.
Like just the general branding of it was very good.
It's clean. They look good.
And
Unfortunately, they don't
the
hold
first day of captain's practice for
Seattle.
Yep.
First day of captain's practice for Seattle. Mm-hmm. And there's a image of what appears to be a very jovial Matty Beniers. And he's skating around. And, everything looks fine. He's got his nice, brand new, freshly pressed white Seattle Kraken practice Fanatics jersey. Mm-hmm. And then you look at it and you see the entire side has busted out. It made it 40 minutes and it ripped.
In a practice. When was the last time that we saw Adidas jerseys?
Never. You never saw that.
We'll see if it happens in an actual game.
Oh, it's going to.
What's the over-under on that?
I give it till the end of October.
Okay.
I think it may even happen on opening night, honestly. I just don't know how many games are on opening night.
Yeah, I haven't looked
as soon as somebody gets driven clean into the boards hard and scrapes down a little bit or gets twisted weird, the jerseys are just going to rip. I know they say they're made in the same factory in Canada that all the Adidas authentic jerseys were, but I'll believe it when I see it because that's what they said about Major League Baseball's uniforms, and they were see-through for a while.
Yeah. I mean, when we went to the Wild sale, it didn't seem like they were super excited.
No.
Some of the staff didn't seem super excited, I should say.
Well, yeah, because... And what's even weirder, Fanatics has now only the contract for the jersey. Everybody,
what?
I thought it was, I haven't told you about this yet, I don't think.
No, I have. You definitely did not.
The way I'm understanding it, because I saw this somewhere, and I haven't fact-checked it, but I'm just going to go ahead and say it because it sounds right.
I'll fact-check you when you're talking.
New Era apparently is the new official hat provider for the NHL.
That tracks because they were
they got baseball and that stuff.
Well,
but Fanatics also makes hats. And one would figure that the jersey provider would be just the across the board apparel provider since they also, do most of the clothing for the NHL. I've got a Fanatic. I'm wearing, all kinds of Fanatic stuff right now coming back from practice. That's all Golden Knights team issued because I'm a fanatic like that. See what I did there? Teehee. But dude, how you have this reputation if you're Fanatics, you already are hated widely by the hockey community.
I mean, I wouldn't say hockey community. I would just say sporting community in general.
They spell people's names wrong on jerseys that are purchased. They put logos on upside down.
What do you mean I've spelled names wrong?
Oh my God, you haven't seen. If you want some free entertainment, look up stuff like That's So Fanatics or Fanatics NHL screw ups. They've put the wrong names on jerseys. They put the wrong numbers on jerseys. They put logos on upside down. Their screen printed shirts melt, the printing washes off if you accidentally throw them in the dryer. Now these are few and far between, and I'm for legal reasons. This is my personal opinion. And this is no way, shape, or form a reflection on Fanatics as a business. But some of their quality control is a little mid. And we thought they were going to get it better when they got the rights to the MLB, and then they had the jerseys that were see-through, the ones that ripped, the ones apparently, according to the players, they felt cheap. And everybody was terrified whenever they were named the official partner for the NHL now, for the uniforms. And then they tried so hard, did what I can only attribute as the Domino's Pizza equivalent of marketing, because back in the day, Domino's did a thing when they were woefully unpopular, taking the pizzas out into the street and being like, oh, here, try this pizza. People would try the pizza. Oh, this is actually really good. Oh, here's a Domino's pizza. Oh, really? This isn't that bad. Did that around the draft with the jerseys. And
I mean, it says that Fanatics Authentic Pro on ice uniforms received positive feedback.
From who?
I don't know. It just says the players were glad to see that Fanatics kept the base construction similar to what they were comfortable playing in, and also that the same slight design and performance adjustments have been made to the uniform.
Yeah. Obviously, that didn't carry over to the practice jerseys.
But that was also released by Fanatics, so take that with a grain of salt.
Yeah, I'm going to take it with a grain of salt. No, Fanatics, I want the jerseys to look good. I genuinely do. But I have concerns. I have a great deal of concerns.
Here's the thing. We'll see what happens this year, because Fanatics could clean up their act.
They didn't beat the see-through allegations on day one. It took them 6 hours to have a see-through jersey. Whenever they unveiled the Kings' new jerseys for this year after their rebrand,
yeah, but
they have the guy in the white uniform. You can see what kind of shoulder pads he's wearing.
But is that true for the other, like, previous Adidas jerseys?
I don't know. I don't own a previous Adidas jersey. If not, I could do my own investigative journalism.
I mean, I do.
We could test that theory and report back. We're gonna test that theory and report back on the next episode.
Okay.
Because we got to put this to bed about whether or not Fanatics is a good jersey company or not.
I mean, I think that they have time to, address their reputation. And it's interesting because it's like, oh, yeah, nothing's really changed, but it seems like something did change. So don't act like it didn't.
It's very obvious that something has changed.
Or maybe, I don't know, maybe they're using different thread or something. I don't know. What?
Yeah, nothing.
Thread really makes a difference.
No kidding.
As someone who sews.
Yeah. What other hockey news is there in the NHL aside from Fanatics being Fanatics? Oh, yeah. Yaroslav Askarov was finally traded. This was like a week and a half ago.
This was like 2 weeks ago, bro.
We just now got to. We were going to talk about it last Friday, and then last Friday happened.
Yep.
So
R.I.P. Johnny Hockey.
I know. So sad. But yeah, he finally got traded. He is now a member of the San Jose Sharks. So I'm just going to go die.
Why? Because they're actually going to be good this year?
The Sharks are going to try and play hockey this year. And I've got mixed feelings about that because I've liked the fact that rivalry has been incredibly one-sided for the last 3 years. And by incredibly one-sided, I mean entirely one-sided. So
I mean, you can always get what you want, bud.
But I want to get what I want all the time.
It's interesting that you have more rivalry with the Sharks than you do the Stars.
History. There's a whole rule that came out of this rivalry. Mm-hmm. You want to know why?
No, I don't want to hear this rant again.
You want to know why you can review 5-minute majors? You want to know why that's a thing?
I don't want to hear this rant again.
It's their fault. They screwed up. We were supposed to make it to the second round. Now, let's ignore the fact that we gave up 4 goals on a 5-minute major in the third period of a Game 7. We can ignore that because it never should have happened. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Anyway, yes.
In case you didn't hear, that was me hitting my head against my microphone repeatedly.
Yeah. No, but yes, Yaroslav Askarov is a member of the San Jose Sharks. A couple of trade. I'm not entirely sure. I know a goalie went the other way. I think it was like Magnus Cronin or some crazy name goalie who has a girlfriend who's all over TikTok, who's just odd.
Let's be real.
Yeah.
A lot of people have girlfriends all over TikTok.
Dude, yeah. Tell me about it.
At least it's better than OnlyFans. What?
I wasn't prepared. I was not prepared.
No, I'm not saying that there's any shade to OnlyFans.
We're not having this conversation.
No, but I want to say, I just want to put it on the record.
This is not happening.
I just want to put it on the record that if you have OnlyFans,
oh my God,
you do you, boo.
Oh my God. We're not having this conversation right now.
But it's better. I think it's slightly.
We're no longer in the blessed timeline.
No, now that I think about it, is OnlyFans actually better than TikTok? Because at least you're earning money from it.
Speaking of TikTok, actually, so we're both like chronically in the loop about things.
You are. I'm just chronically.
For those of you who have lived under a rock for the last 3 months, last 5 months, we're rapidly coming up on a time where TikTok is going to be banned in the United States.
Well, banned with quotes around it.
Unless they sell to American-based holding company.
You do realize that just means that they're taking the app off the App Store, right?
Yeah.
And that they're banning like the URL, but
yeah, I know.
Most likely you can't actually, you can still make accounts, you just can't download the app.
We're going to see because
it's like Flappy Bird.
I remember Flappy Bird.
I know, I do too.
I mean, we're going to hand this off to the U.S. Congress. whenever the time comes. I think they've got like 3 months to figure it out. But
I don't even know if Congress is the right person for it. But anyways,
the reason I bring it up, the Washington Capitals
I know
have a new jersey sponsor, and it is TikTok.
I can't believe that. I mean, I can't believe it, but I'm surprised it took them this long.
I mean, they used to sponsor the Leafs.
Again, I'm surprised it took them this long.
Also, I mean, the Leafs had weird sponsors last year on their uniforms. They were sponsored by TikTok and Milk.
Did I hear you right?
Yeah.
Was it like a milk brand?
Yeah, Milk.
What brand?
Milk.
Okay.
Look, you think I'm kidding? Look it up. They were sponsored by Milk.
Like MILK?
Yes. Yes, they were sponsored by Milk. Yeah, they were sponsored by Milk.
Okay.
Yeah, I think they still are, actually.
Okay.
Anyway, that was announced this morning. I saw it on Twitter when I was, supposed to be paying attention in school. And by that I mean,
like usual,
I did it between classes. For ethical reasons, I saw this on Twitter between classes this morning.
I think it was towards the end of the first class.
I was so bored. We were wrapping up. I'll leave it at that. We were wrapping up. But the irony of that situation, that a company that is actively trying to be kicked out by the city or by the territory that team represents is being sponsored by the company they're trying to kick out.
Yeah, well, and the thing that I think I don't know if I texted you this or not. Like I don't remember. But my question is, you have this, company that's being whatever by the U.S. government.
Yep.
Does the band technically also count for sponsorships?
I would imagine it does.
Like any business dealing, right?
Well, if it does come to pass, we're going to find out because that contract is year-long.
Any business dealing, right?
We're going to find out.
I'm pretty sure there's any business dealing in the U.S. that they're supposedly banned from.
Yeah.
So then technically, if the contract happens before, is it still in play because it's grandfathered in, or is that contract then null and void?
I would imagine it's null and void, but you know what we should do? We should go hunt down our contracts professor and ask him. He may yell at us.
He's going to yell at us, but he's more going to be like, the answer to this. Because what's going to happen is either it's going to be, one, their contract is going to keep because it was business before this happened.
Or two, it'll be terminated because of something under specific performance.
Well, yeah, but then no, it'd probably be material breach.
We're not having this venture right now.
No,
we'll come back to this.
The question I was going to ask is, do you think that the Caps then would owe TikTok?
That's a good question, actually.
That's what I was trying to get at.
Yeah.
Even though it's through no fault of their own, and their business is their business, and they knew that they were going to get kicked out within X amount of months.
Yeah, I mean, something like that happened in F1 last 2 weeks, but that's a topic of conversation for another podcast altogether. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, something about having your assets frozen in the Netherlands. Don't even.
That's specific.
It's what happened. Mm-hmm. So
speaking of the Nordic countries,
how? That was a good segue. I was about to say. So, what is the strangest hockey story you've ever heard?
The one you're about to tell.
I've heard some pretty weird stuff.
The one you're about to tell.
I've read some weird shit in the hockey world. Weird shit happens all the time, but this one takes the cake. Modo of the SHL has started a GoFundMe to sign a player. Mm-hmm. To sign Norlander out of the U.S., a former Montreal draft pick, former second-round pick of the Canadiens.
Yep.
And they're crowdfunding it. I think they're trying to get like 1 million Swedish marks, which is about $100,000 US. And last I checked, and this was about 3 days ago, they're halfway there. They're halfway to crowdsourcing a contract.
That's funny.
What is going on in the SHL?
Funny.
Does obviously the salary cap doesn't exist there?
Or okay, yeah, probably not.
I have no idea.
Let's be real. The salary cap is just supposed to be to like keep it fair.
Yeah, no kidding.
So that the big market team. So we don't see like what MLB sometimes has issues with big market teams dominating.
Well, to steal the line from Moneyball, there are rich teams and there are poor teams. And then there's 50 feet of crap, and then there's us. That's Moto right now, apparently. They're below the 50 feet of crap.
I would really love to listen to our episodes back and see how many times you make a Moneyball reference.
I think that's the second time total.
That's the second time you've at least used that line, if not the third.
It's going to get worse because it's full of lines.
I know.
I should start. I have a whiteboard in the place we record. I should just take a tally for every movie quote that I make out of context.
Yeah.
I'd run out of space, but
in 4 episodes, yes.
I'll start doing it. Starting next episode, I'll have a tally. We'll do a tally update at the end of the episode.
Why are you like this?
Because I'm entertaining.
Whatever you say.
Hey, we have no script today. Well, I don't have a script today. You actually tried.
I didn't try. I just wanted to actually, have some sort of, because I forget things. You know this.
You do.
I have so many things running through my head at a given time that I can remember 95% of the things, but that one thing that I wanted to talk about, I would forget.
That's true.
Every time.
All right. I think we need to talk about the newly minted $14 million man in Edmonton and what that means for their future. And this is going to pain me, but also be very entertaining to talk about.
Guys, I've already heard this rant 4 times.
Leon Draisaitl. There was rumors that he was going to leave, because Edmonton can't win shit.
Yeah, I know.
No, he's going to be in Edmonton for the next forever, signing an 8-year, $14 million a year extension, making him the highest paid player year over year in NHL history in the salary cap era. And what this does is really interesting. Everybody gives Toronto a lot of shit about the core 4 that they have. What? You just made a face. Why are you making a face?
So apparently, Johnny Gaudreau's wife is pregnant with their 3rd child.
Oh, no. I don't want to talk about Draisaitl anymore now. I feel bad. Why'd you have to do that? You derailed me.
You asked me.
I need to remember not to do that. Great. Now I feel terrible. That literally can't get any worse.
I mean, it is what it is, and I hate saying that, but granted, it is what it is. It is posted by Fox News, so take that with a grain of salt.
Anyway,
it was also posted an hour ago.
Okay. Anyway, back to where we were.
Sorry to interrupt you.
Back to where we were. He's Draisaitl's going to be making $14 million. And it brings an interesting comparison to the Toronto Maple Leafs and their core 4 of making all the money, which would be John Tavares, Austin Matthews, Mitch Marner, and Morgan Rielly. For those who are unaware of the Oilers contract situation, they got to re-sign Connor McDavid here pretty soon.
Yeah.
He's going to be
year, right?
They're going to get the deal done next summer. But his deal doesn't end until the end of 2026. But they're going to they're going to do his extension ahead of time because they're not stupid.
Obviously.
Well, I mean, their GM is very stupid because he covered up a sexual assault as the GM of the Blackhawks in 2012. But that's not the point.
We'll get to that story
We'll get to that whenever the facts come out because they're still coming. But what this is interesting is it sets the value. Draisaitl's going to be making 14, which means McDavid's probably going to be making 16. So that's $30 million against the cap in 2 players. That's a third. Nice sneeze. You didn't quite get to the mute button on that one.
No, I didn't. I'm sorry.
It sounded like you sneezed off in a broom closet or something.
Hey, at least I didn't sneeze into the microphone.
That's fair. But no, McDavid and Draisaitl, assuming that McDavid signs at 16, which is probably what he's going to sign for in 2 years, they're going to occupy about a third of the cap space.
That is ridiculous.
And if you factor in Darnell Nurse, who makes $10.5 million to essentially be a traffic cone, that's up to $40 million. And then Evan Bouchard's going to sign a super expensive contract when his deal is up. It just keeps going.
So it sounds like Edmonton, I was reading something. It sounds like Edmonton was going to come off the places of people, like where people don't want to go.
Yeah.
But do you think that signing these big stars and these big cash cows are actually going to do more harm than good?
Here's what I have to say to the Oilers. You can spend all the money you want to on great players. You need depth at some point. There is no universe where Corey Perry should be allowed to be on the third line of any team ever. He's on the third line.
The third line?
The third line.
Is he good or bad? I can't remember. Depends on who you ask.
He's a rat, is what he is. He's Brad Marchand with less talent.
Okay.
He's the one who got terminated out of Chicago for reasons escaping comprehension.
No. I remember.
Yeah.
That was a big thing in the fall semester because you kept joking that he.
Yeah, I'm still convinced he did.
Okay.
But no. Like God, they're so bad. Oh my God. They're here.
Words, Ian. Words.
Matthias Janmark is going to get serious playing time next year.
Who?
For Edmonton.
Okay.
Janmark's going to get serious play time. Vasily Podkolzin is going to get serious play time. Connor Brown's going to get serious play time. He scored 3 goals last year total.
So what you're saying is Edmonton.
They have no depth. They are a top 6 and then a hope and a prayer. I'm pretty sure the Henderson Silver Knights could beat them. The Iowa Wild could beat the Edmonton bottom 6.
Hey. Don't come for the Wild, man. Especially the Iowa Wild. We have some good prospects.
That's the point. That team could beat Edmonton's bottom 6.
That's unfortunate.
And it gets even worse when you look at their bottom 2 pair defense. I mean, they just lost half their defense core this summer.
Well, yeah, because
I mean, offer sheets and then a trade to match the offer sheets that they just didn't fucking match for reasons. Again, I don't know what level of 3-dimensional checkers Bowman is playing right now.
We got to be missing something here.
They're so bad. They have so much talent, and yet they're going to be so bad. They're gonna ride Stuart Skinner as their goalie because he found his freakish level of form, Jordan Binnington in 2019 style, and he's never going to be that good again. He wasn't even that good to begin with. I shouldn't be complaining. I cheer for a team that's in this division.
No, you shouldn't be complaining.
But
you don't like Edmonton, so you want them to fail.
I do. I really do.
So then why are you putting so much stock into what Edmonton's doing?
Because they're the barometer in the Pacific Division. They're the ones that everybody holds their measurements
Are they really?
against. Yeah, they are. Because they're
That's
the team
unfortunate.
they got to the final last year, so they're their yardstick for the division.
They got to the final and lost.
Yeah, true.
Who knows? I mean, they could get there again this year, and
Oh my God. It's so bad. It's so bad.
Yeah.
How can you go into a year with Calvin fucking Pickard as your backup goalie? He was taken by Vegas in the expansion draft and never played. They got to their 6th-string goalie that year and he never played. Oh my God. On the topic of goalies, you showed me the oops all goalies thing and I hate you for it. I hate you for that.
Why?
I want to do it now. I want to do an oops all goalies game.
So for those of you who don't
love
know, you can look up on the internet.
Seattle did it. That's the only thing they've done right.
So there's been multiple people that have hosted all goalies games. And
They're so fun.
Some of them are called oops all goalies. And what it is it's basically all the goalies actually, like, no one can stay in net and be in the crease.
It's 5-on-5 goalies with no goalies.
It's so fun.
As a goalie, after today, this is a podcast of 2 goalies.
Yeah.
We're not designed to skate that much. We're not designed for that.
Honestly, I think I could actually probably do it.
No, you couldn't. You know what? I'm going to hold you to that. Next time we have practice, I'm going to make you skate around like a forward, and we're going to see if you can do it.
Okay, give me like a couple.
I'll give you a few weeks.
Give me a couple months to get my legs under me.
And I'll be sure to have a camera rolling so I can get this reaction and post it here.
You do realize too that I hate to say this, but I have a little bit more stamina than you do.
We'll see. Actually, to bring it back to goalies, there are 2 NHL goalies that are actually worth conversation right now. Mm-hmm. That being Igor Shesterkin and Jeremy Swayman.
Okay.
So Shesterkin and Swayman both have the same problem. They both don't like their contracts. Jeremy Swayman is still an RFA. He's not under contract right now. Him and Boston are like $4 million apart on AAV. He wants to make $8 million a year.
And they want to pay him 4.
4, yeah. So he might be holding out. They don't know if he's going to, show up for training camp. So yeah, there's that. And we'll be watching that one like a hawk because without that, Boston doesn't have a goalie because they moved on from Linus Ullmark, sent him to Ottawa, where goalies go to die.
I wouldn't say that.
It's where goalies go to die.
I wouldn't say that. We'll see. So we'll see after the season.
Talbot was there.
Talbot wasn't dying though.
He did though. Granted, he's in wherever he is now.
Detroit.
Detroit. Oh yeah. See proof. Jonas Korpisalo was there last year after being very good in LA. He's obviously not there anymore. Robin Lehner was there for a while. He's gone.
You do realize though that this is just kind of like
Yeah.
what happens with NHLers, right?
That's
it's not
true.
just goalies. Like you hit a stride, you get really, really good, and you're like, you're on and up, and then you peak, and you're on that flap top for a while,
Or
and
not.
then you start to fall off. Which that's not to say that older players can't be competitive, because I think that they
Right.
can. And when I say fall off, I mean like you're in your 40s. I'm not talking about like 35
That's
that
true.
everyone considers to be like quote old. Like
Okay.
that's not old.
Well, I mean, Ottawa does have some experience with flash in the pan goalies. Do you remember the Hamburglar? Andrew Hammond?
No.
Yeah. He was an AHL filler for them. This was like 2015 or something. This was a while ago.
Yeah.
Ottawa had this was like Leonard's rookie year, and their starting goalie got hurt, and then Leonard played like shit, which I have acute knowledge of what that looks like now. And he came in, went like 33-2 to finish the year,
Okay.
and wound up like winning some stuff in the playoffs, and then did okay. This was like the Ottawa Senators of the future. This was Mark Stone, Matt Duchene, Erik Karlsson. Like those are 3 pretty big names now.
Yeah.
But they weren't yet. And he was good for Hammond was good for a year. Got an extension. Sucked the next year. Spent some time in Minnesota. He was a Wild at one point. They brought him in right before Dubnyk came. Actually, Dub. Yeah,
I really wasn't apprised of our goalie situation before Dube, honestly.
Dub.
I know that there was like we had Backstrom for a while.
I have his autograph.
I love
have
there's
his
a
autograph.
soft spot for Backstrom for me.
Yeah,
But
he
he
was
was
cool.
with the Wild forever. Like
Ever
he
in a
was
day.
he was their like initial goalie, I want to say in like the 2000-2001. Like he was one of the initial goalies that we had.
Yeah.
And he just stayed with the team for basically his entire career, I want to say.
Yeah.
Like it was ridiculous.
Hey, if we want to talk about overpaid goalies, though, let's talk to our next goalie. Let's talk to the next one of that too, Igor Shesterkin. Apparently, he's not going to let himself make less than $10 million a year on his next contract. That would make him like one of 3 goalies of all time.
Is he the one with the Rangers?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's what I thought.
That's going to make him one of like only 3 goalies ever to be paid more than 10 a year, and one of them is Carey Price.
Well, it sounds like the Rangers might not want to pay him that much.
Well, they might want to find what kind of serum Jonathan Quick was taking last year and find somebody else to give it to, because they are nothing without that goalie. They suffer from the same problem the Leafs do. They can't play defense unless their goalie's bailing them out.
So they need a really good goalie.
Yeah, well, I know a thing or two about needing a good goalie in my team. And we have
You have some.
Ilya Samsonov.
Ig-
Now, we also have Aiden Hill, but we have Ilya Samsonov.
I'm just letting you sit in your pity over there.
We're going to get killed this year.
I think you'll be fine. I think you guys should have kept Logan Thompson, but he didn't want to stay anyways. So
I know, and I'm sad about it. I'm sad about it.
Especially after the whole, like with the whole Marchessault thing.
It was a tough summer.
It was a really tough summer.
The Wild
for you.
had an easy summer. You got rid of players that you hated already anyway.
I didn't hate any of our players that we got rid of. Dewar we got rid of like way before the end of the season, bro, and I didn't hate him.
Duhaime.
I could take or leave.
The only player that they didn't get rid of that you would have liked for them to get rid of is Chisholm.
That's true. I'm just hoping that someone has been actively working with Chisholm on his defense.
I doubt it. Hey, we'll see. The preseason starts in I think the first preseason game is the 22nd.
Yeah, it's like that week.
Yeah, it's Sunday. Next, not
I think
this.
the Wild's first season game is like on the 27th.
Damn, you guys got a late start.
Yeah, I know.
Why?
Well, okay, I shouldn't say that. That's the first home game.
I mean, the Knights start their rookie face-off on Thursday against LA and Utah, I think.
Yeah.
Which that's going to take some getting used to, by the way.
What, Utah versus?
The Utah Hockey Club as opposed to Arizona.
I mean, I hope that, the Phoenix Suns owner?
Yeah.
I hope he gets it.
I do too. Just doing one last scroll through hockey Twitter to see if we missed anything. Apparently, yes.
Oh, the 21st is when we play, by the way.
Apparently, Jesper Fost of the Hurricanes is going to miss the entire year with neck surgery.
No.
Yep. Apparently, he's going to be out for a while.
Ouch. What neck surgery do you know?
I don't know. But, yep. And tangentially related hockey news, the New Jersey Devils have scored more points at MetLife Stadium this year than the New York Football Giants did in Week 1 against the Vikings.
That's unfortunate. That is actually unfortunate.
Also, the New York Giants throwback uniform looks like what happens if the Montreal Canadiens had like weird, freakish hate sex with all of the briefs of Winter Classic uniforms.
I don't hate their jerseys.
They look bad. They look dumb. They look stupid.
Okay, I shouldn't say that I don't like their jerseys. I don't mind like their center field logo. That was cool.
That was cool. That was okay.
I didn't pay attention to their jerseys. I was more shocked at the fact that the Vikings actually won convincingly. But they also played the Giants.
Sam Darnold is the future of the Vikings. No, he's not.
It's going to be a rough football season, I think. I'm hoping for a fun hockey season, though.
Yeah, I mean...
I don't really care that much about football. I care more about hockey.
It can't start soon enough. We're like just in...
I know.
We're about to be inside 30 days to the home openers.
Yeah.
Or to the opening night. Which is going to be awesome, because then I can just come home from class. I can turn on my TV to like my multicast ESPN channel and just watch hockey all night. Assuming that, DirecTV finishes its spat with Disney.
That's okay.
I don't know if they're going to do it. I'm not going to get to watch football tonight because of that.
You know what? I would definitely pay for Fubo.
That's fair.
I pay for Fubo by myself.
You're just flexing on the fact that you're not tied down to the major conglomerates.
I mean, that's what happens when you no longer have cable or satellite.
That's true.
Because we had DirecTV. We left that and went to PlayStation View. PlayStation View went defunct.
PlayStation View?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Honestly, they had the best channel spread, and then they went defunct. Because I think they sold out to like YouTube TV or something. So we ended up at YouTube TV.
That sounds about right.
So, except I would really like to go to Fubo, because then, I could watch the fucking Wild, but...
And you get to watch the Twins. But, Xfinity is in a fight with Bally still.
Yeah.
It's been going on for like 3 years.
Didn't they file for bankruptcy?
Yeah, and then they didn't.
I thought they did then again.
Yep.
I don't know.
Oh, and...
It's such a mess.
Philip Zadina's now in Europe. Good for him. He bet on himself and missed. Yeah, took to convince the Red Wings to let him leave his contract because he thought he would make bank in a 1-year prove-it deal in San Jose. Got to San Jose, sucked, and is now going to Europe.
Hey, you know what? Good for him if that's what he wants to do.
It's all he can do. He didn't get signed to anybody in the States, NHL or AHL.
Well, what can you do? Sometimes you win some, you lose some.
I would have liked the Knights to have signed him, but Yeah, God, we need
depth.
We need depth so bad.
You're just very upset.
We have all the subtractions, and all we have to show for it this year is Samsonov, Victor Olofsson, and Alexander Holtz. That's it.
So 2 goalies.
No, 1 goalie.
1 goalie?
I keep forgetting about Akira Schmid. He's going to spend the whole time in the AHL.
Yeah, but
so 4 players.
So 2 goalies.
2 goalies. Yeah.
But again, you keep forgetting. You did a lot of trading at the deadline.
Yeah, that's true.
The fact that you went over the cap, so you had to accommodate that somehow. You had to recoup those somehow.
Yeah, we won the cup. That's fine. It's more than Minnesota can say.
Yeah, and all I can say is you did that 2 years ago.
1 year ago, but
over a year ago. You didn't win this past year.
31 other teams
Florida did.
31 other teams didn't. Hey, as long as it's not Edmonton. As long as it's not the Oilers.
Also, I don't know if we talked about this on the podcast.
What?
The Panthers.
Oh, yes.
Center ice
the
got leaked.
The fact that they copied us.
And apparently the person that leaked it got fired from a report.
Yeah, that's what I've read. That they got fired. They copied us. It was our idea. We put the cup on our logo first. And they're like, ooh, pretty.
Me.
Anyway.
You hate when I do that, even though you do it to me all the time.
Anyway. I don't know. What is it this year with all the center ice logos being like full detail, like fully blacked out?
I think it's because I don't want to say the Golden Knights started a trend because I'm not sure if they did.
Nobody. I can't actually come to think of it. I can't remember anybody else who did it beforehand. Like obviously Boston did, but their logo lends itself to that.
I think it's more they wanted a more pronounced like middle.
Yeah.
Center ice.
True.
And the other thing that you have to remember is that Vegas, because they have to compete with everything, goes all out.
We're cool.
You're not cool. You just have to compete with everything on the strip.
That's true. Oh, fun fact. The night before or on the day that Vegas has their home opener this year, something very interesting is going to happen. So I believe the home opener for Vegas is like October 9th at like 7 p.m. Local time. So 9 o'clock Central, 10 o'clock Eastern. At 2:30 a.m. that previous day, so about 20 hours beforehand, what remains of the Tropicana Resort is going to be blown up.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
I've never been to Vegas.
Yeah, it's a hotel on the Strip, which is where it's on the site of where the A's are going to build the new ballpark.
I figured.
They're going to blow it up. They're just going to blow it up. They're going to blow it up.
Interesting that we've seen a lot of turnover, I feel like, on the Strip in the last like 5 years.
Yeah, but they're really going to blow this one up. Like this, it's like, you know, there used to be like remodels and stuff, but no, they're just going to straight blow this thing up.
No, but it sounds like there's been a lot of like.
I mean, a lot of hotels have changed names. Like the Park MGM wasn't the Park MGM for a while. And then they built some new stuff down on the south end of the Strip. I'm not a local, but I've been there enough to have seen it grown up over the last couple years. I mean, I first went there and I was like 7, and I'm very much not 7 anymore.
Yeah.
But no. All right. You done one more scroll through? Do you think we've covered everything that we needed to cover today?
Everything.
Yeah. I think what we're going to talk about next episode, on top of getting the movie quote counter going and doing our research on the Adidas jerseys to see if they're see-through. I think next time we're going to do a full deep dive into our 2 teams and how we think they're going to do this year, as well as cover any news if there is any.
Yeah, sounds good. The Wild really haven't done much lately.
Then you can speculate about whether or not they're going to make the playoffs next year. The answer is probably.
Well, I'm not going to speculate anything because that's for next episode.
Well, then we'll save it for next episode. Thank you guys for lending us your ears for the last 59 minutes. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. If you have enjoyed it, be sure to like and follow the podcast. Comment down below if you're listening to this on YouTube.
Don't forget to subscribe.
Especially if regardless of where you're listening to it, don't forget to subscribe.
Yes.
Hopefully we have more fun stuff to talk about next time. And if not, we're just going to speculate back and forth and yell at each other for an hour. And that can be entertaining in its own right.
So our usual form of entertainment.
Just our usual form of entertainment, yeah. But thank you guys for watching, and we will catch you guys in the next one.
Bye-bye.